Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
3 fires breaking out in a matter of hours in Southern California. The dangerous weather conditions making it difficult for fire crews to quickly put out any flames. Good evening, I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. We have team coverage of those fires and the weather dangers we face the rest of the week here in San Diego. But we begin with our 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena, who has a look at what firefighters are battling tonight to our north. Lindsay.
That's right, Steve and Kim. 2 fires breaking out today, one in the Little Mountain area of San Bernardino County, the other in Pacific Palisades, both forcing hundreds to leave their homes with little notice. The fire started suddenly and within a short time made its way to the backyard of LA neighborhood Pacific Palisades.
It started at the base of Palisades Drive and quickly ran up and spread to about 18 acres in a matter of about 15 minutes.
Desperate homeowners backing out of their driveways with flames lapping just feet away. The attack coming from the air and on the ground. Firefighters and neighbors working to save their homes.
This is an extremely challenging fire for hand crews. If you look at the firefighters, they're essentially clawing their way up this hillside with rocks coming down on them.
This time-lapse video shows what LA's skyline looked like early Monday afternoon. Smoke billowing straight into the air. The fire burning dozens of acres of brush. So far, none of those homes were damaged and no major injuries. One person did drive themselves to the hospital for respiratory distress. To the east, another fire breaking out in the Little Mountain area of San Bernardino County. 5 people, including a firefighter, were injured or suffered smoke inhalation, but were expected to be okay. At least 3 homes were damaged, but by later in the evening, crews had managed to contain the flames and were working to put out hotspots. And so far, investigators are still looking into the cause of both of those fires. Reporting in the studio, Lindsay Pena, 10 News.
And back here at home, crews shut down a section of the 8 as they tried to get control of a brush fire in Alpine. The fire started in a homeowner's shed and spread to nearby brush about 11:30 this morning. Witnesses say you could see smoke for miles as the flames spread near Willows Road. No one was hurt. Crews quickly knocked this fire out. The cause is still under investigation.
Fire and forestry crews are increasing staffing as we head into the fire weather watch later on this week. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos here tracking those conditions. You're saying it starts very, very soon.
That's right. As a matter of fact, it's already here. Santa Ana winds are already in effect, and it's not gusting everywhere, but it is in Alpine where the winds are over 20 miles per hour. And that east-northeasterly wind pattern is going to make things very dry and also hot for tomorrow. You can see the relative humidity. It's a little bit higher than earlier today, but during the day tomorrow, it's going to range from 5 to about 10%. Tomorrow, we expect a moderate fire danger due to the combination of the heat, Santa Ana winds, and of course, low relative humidity. But with stronger winds later this week, it takes our county to now a major threat that will last from Thursday to Friday. That is also when our weather watch will begin.
And scientists are helping fight wildfires up north from behind their computers. 10 News reporter Mackenzie Maynard was there as a UCSD professor presented the technology to the Del Mar City Council.
And this technology was actually just used today. Take a look, the Palisades fire in LA, they were able to make these predictions every 30 minutes for 6 hours, all based on this technology.
UCSD professor Ilkay Altentas has worked on this technology for nearly 10 years.
Now really bring together all data, all modeling through an infrastructure that we can use them all at scale at once in the local context that needs them.
Monday, she presented the online tool to the Del Mar City Council. WhyFire works to bring data and modeling to create real-time fire forecasting for fire agencies all over Southern California.
We can use this information to plug into our incident action plans that we already have and give us better data to know how to put out these wildfires that are uncontrollable.
Many times fires are uncontrollable and unpredictable, and Altentas and her team are making sure the firefighters have a little more help.
We hear that a lot, and we've never seen anything like this before.
This map shows how their prediction model works. It predicts and maps out where the fire will be every 30 minutes for 6 hours. So far this month alone, WhyFire has been used for Saddle Ridge and Sandalwood fires, and the latest today, Palisades.
And we can forecast, okay, when the fire is going to hit this area, we're going to need to evacuate this block or this grid.
Yeah, and the WhyFire is available for 24 hours. The link is on 10news.com. Just look for this story. Reporting, Mackenzie Maynard, 10 News.
Mackenzie, thank you. Residents in Northern California will see if PG&E upheld its promise to improve its notification system for power shutoffs. The utility company announced today that more than 200,000 people across 15 counties could be without power starting Wednesday. The shutoffs could last for up to 48 hours, depending on wind conditions. PG&E says it had begun contacting impacted customers through text, emails, and phone calls.
Counties are largely located in the Sierra foothills and the North Bay. Parts of Mendocino County are potentially included, as well as parts of San Mateo County.
Earlier this month, PG&E cut power to more than 2 million people to prevent wildfires. You can track those changing weather conditions by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
A Camp Pendleton Marine was killed in a training accident. According to the Marine Corps, 21-year-old PFC Christian Batista was operating a turret in an armored carrier when it crashed on Sunday. 2 Marines tried to save his life before paramedics arrived. No details on how the accident occurred, but the Marine Corps says his unit was training in the mountains. The incident is under investigation.
There are new details tonight in the state's crackdown on anti-vaxxing. The state is now looking to revoke or suspend the license of a local doctor. Dr. Tara Zandvliet wrote 1/3 of the vaccine exemptions in the San Diego Unified School District. That equates to 162 kids who were allowed to go to school without the measles and mumps vaccinations. The state is trying to revoke or suspend her license on the grounds of negligence.
A San Diego pastor made a grisly find while hiking through the Sierras. He came across a human skeleton. These are pictures from the CHP of the area where the remains were found. San Diego pastor Tyler Hoffer said it looked like it was intentionally buried, but the Inyo County Sheriff's Department says there's no evidence of foul play. Officials there say they've ruled out the possibility it was the remains of a U.S. Marine missing in the area since February during a hiking trip. The coroner's office says the body may have been there for decades.
Tonight and tomorrow, the southbound 5 between the 905 and Camino de la Plaza will be closed from 10 to 7 in the morning. This is video of the I-5 South from our 10 News Breaking News Tracker. Now, people wanting to enter Mexico at the San Ysidro Port of Entry, they're going to have to take the 805 to get there. On Wednesday and Thursday, that will all flip. On those days, the southbound 805 will be closed from 905 to the Camino de la Plaza from 10 to 7 in the morning. Entry during that time will be from the I-5. This is to finish construction at the San Ysidro Port of Entry, including lane striping, that is, and installing signage.
The man accused of attacking 3 women who were wearing hijabs now faces hate crime charges. Prosecutors say Kyle Allen tried to knock over a woman in a hijab when walking down a street in Little Italy. Allen's defense attorney did not go into detail about the alleged attack last month, but said his client is not racist. Allen pleaded not guilty to the charges. The judge issued a protective order for the 3 alleged victims who were not in court.
A new development in the conflict in northern Syria. President Trump says that around 200 troops will now stay in the country to, quote, secure the oil. The U.S. troops that are still leaving northern Syria, they were blocked today by angry Kurds holding signs. One read, "Thanks for the U.S. people, but Trump betrayed us." Some expressed their frustration by throwing potatoes at armored vehicles and hurling insults. The president remained unmoved today, at one point suggesting that the Turkish invasion may have helped ease ceasefire negotiations.
If they didn't go through 2.5 days of hell, I don't think they would have done it. I think you couldn't have made a deal.
Under that deal, the Kurds are supposed to withdraw from the safe zone on the Syrian side of the border with Turkey. The Turkish president warned today that they will restart their invasion if the Kurds do not withdraw.
President Trump is unhappy about his move to no longer hold next year's G7 meeting at his private club in Florida. Speaking during a cabinet meeting today, the president said it would have been the greatest G7 ever if held at his Doral resort outside Miami. He dismissed criticism that he was trying to profit from his presidency or trying to promote his resort.
Then they say, oh, but you'll get promotion. Who cares? You don't think I get enough promotion? I get more promotion than any human being that's ever lived. But I was willing to do this for free. And it would have been the greatest G7 ever.
The G7 summit is scheduled to take place in June of 2020. President Trump has suggested in a tweet the meeting may be held at Camp David.
Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party will return to power in Canada, but as a minority government. This is according to projections from the CBC and CTV News. The Prime Minister was facing a tight race against a Conservative leader, Andrew Scheer. Trudeau's Liberal Party won't win the majority of seats in Parliament and will have to rely on another party to pass legislation. Healthcare, the climate crisis, and the cost of living were some of the voters' top issues.